Hello, and welcome to my review of Pokemon Journeys, episode 42, Sword and Shield 1, The Slumbering Weald. And oh god, does it feel good to be saying that! We're here at the start of the Darkest Day arc. So, we do start in Galar with Chairman Rose doing some experiments in the Hammerlock power plant. It causes energy to shoot out, which resonates even to Kanto, where Ash's Dynamax band activates. And just very quickly, I love the scene of Ash and Go, like, playing rock, paper, scissors to decide who turns off the light. That's great stuff. Also, I think Hammerlock looks really beautiful here. Like, oh my god, they made it look so pretty. So next day, the boys talk about it with Sakuragi, and they find out that Pokemon have just been Dynamaxing in places all over Galar, where there's places that don't have power spots. So the lads are off to Galar to unravel the mysteries. They're on a train ride to meet Professor Magnolia, but it has to stop due to a strange fog. The wait is expected to be a bit, so Bunnelby stealing a scone gets Go and Ash out of the train and following into the nearby Slumbering Weald. The boys split up by accident, and Go does catch the Bunnelby, and that's when Ash starts to notice something odd. A mysterious Pokemon approaches him and Pikachu. There's no data on it. It pounces. The same thing happens to Go with another Pokemon. Ash fights back, but Pikachu's attacks just go through a Pokemon, much like how Go's Pokeball and Reboot's Ember goes through a Pokemon they're up against. The Pokemon each summon a thick fog. Ash doesn't pick up his phone when Go calls him, so Go has to make his way back to the train without him. But then the train leaves without Go anyway, and some wishing stars start to fall from the sky, and the absolute queen Sonia arrives in her car. Ash wakes up in the Slumbering Weald and sees wishing stars. We cut to a town where a Center Scorch Gigantamaxes and goes nuts, firing an attack and destroying a building. Which does kind of establish that a Gigantamax's raw power, that's pretty cool. Rose is informed about Pokemon in town's Dynamaxing by his assistant Oleana. He dismisses people getting hurt for the sake of the future. Ash is in the town now, so he tries to stop the rampaging Center Scorch with words, but they just don't work. He gets Pikachu and Riolu out, but they don't really do much. It charges an attack, so Ash sends out Dragonite too. The three Pokemon combine attacks to block it, but they don't do anything in terms of damaging Center Scorch. It charges up a big G-Max Centinferno, and as Dragonite saves him from being set on fire, Champion Leon arrives to save the day, and he very quickly puts Center Scorch down, and it returns to normal. The townsfolk all thank Leon, and he says it's something any champion would do, so I guess he hasn't played Gen 4 or 6. He's planning to get to the bottom of things, and to stop other Dynamax Pokemon. Of course Ash wants to help, and despite a moment of hesitation from Leon, he sees the spark in Ash's eye, so he lets Ash come along. In Sonia's car, Go gives Ash a ring, so they kind of update each other on what they're doing each. Go is off to Turffield with Sonia to research the legends of Galar. Go and Sonia are being tailed by someone. Ash and Leon find a D-Max Pangoro. Okay, wow, this was a great start to this arc. While the build-up to getting here could have been way better, this starting episode does a really good job at putting the most pertinent information to play. Zacian and Zamazenta, Pokemon Dynamaxing because of Rose's experiments, Leon and Sonia's involvement, having Ash and Go split up for now. I'm really interested to see how they'll handle Eternatus next week. Honestly, the only real weak point for me is the animation this week. And that's, it's just kind of really standard. I also assume that the best stuff are being saved for the episodes that need them, like the climax episodes. And even then, the story here is just great enough, really, that makes up for it, really. Ash and Leon are going to have a chance to form a better bond here with each other, which will be very good for the World Championship Finals. We get to see Leon taking on his champion duties, which makes him insanely likeable, which is very good for us to see that. Sonia and Go are a good pair too, since they'll be delving into a backstory and lore that isn't going to be present with the action-oriented Ash and Leon. It makes me so excited to see these stories come back together. Also, we'll get to see Go being independent from Ash, as Sonia doesn't have any Pokemon shown at the moment, which will hopefully prompt more growth for Go. It reinforces the power difference between Ash and Leon perfectly too, still kind of pushing the World Championship story forward, as Ash will see just how strong Leon really is, and he'll be working towards that goal. So this episode had a lot going against it, and I'm really, really happy to say that it nailed it. And I'm really excited to see the future of this arc. It seriously nailed a lot of key points. I don't know what praises I could really sing for it anymore. I fully recommend this episode, and I'm very excited for the rest of the arc. So if you enjoyed this video, maybe please consider liking and subscribing, it would help me a lot. Be sure to let me know what you thought about this episode too. I think it was great. Hopefully you think it's great too. Alright, see ya.